$650. Would these replace your studio monitors? So I want to start off by saying this. I used to mix and master on Skull Candy headphones, the Hesh2s, the Hesh3s. But man, these headphones are absolutely insane. I've literally never heard music this good before. They're the Rolls Royce of headphones. At least for me, for now, until Neumann releases the NDH40s, then those are the next headphones I'm going to have to hop onto. Alright, so a bit of a backstory. When I was working on those Skull Candy headphones, working on client projects, honing in my skills, I started hearing this notion online where mixing on headphones was seen as something as incorrect, where you're just going to get horrible frequency balance, horrible stereo imaging because of ear fatigue and the lack of crosstalk and all sorts of things. And that was something I never truly understood, because I felt that if you knew what you were mixing on, and if you've had a lot of experience working on headphones, for example, and if you've done all of your reference checks, then you shouldn't really have any issues with translation. And I still do believe that to this day. But with the NDH30s, I've now realized that gear does actually matter. These headphones sound extremely close to a pair of studio monitors. I can't even fathom how they're doing this, because it's built like any other dynamic headphone, right? With two dynamic drivers on either side of your head. It's weird. These don't seem to hit my ears in a way a typical headphone would. They're very much out there, very pleasant to work with, even with the volume cranked all the way up, or close to it. It's just very, very pleasant, which allows me to mix a lot longer, make better mixing decisions. And I really get a sense of depth with these in the music, with how spacious everything sounds. So panning is extremely easy. I know exactly where everything needs to be. However, if it decides, it can also be very narrow. So there's that. In terms of the detail of these headphones, I mean, it's out of this world. I realize I sound like a Neumann rep right now, but I can assure you I'm not. But yeah, the mid-range especially of these headphones are just so rich. It's like 1K down below to the sub-region. It's completely flat, and it's such an important frequency range to get right, because as a mixing headphone, I mean, that's what you need, right? So absolutely nails it on that aspect. It's unbelievable, honestly. Another thing about these headphones, they're a tad dark, very detailed in the top end, but a tad dark, which is good for me because I mix dark anyway, so my mixes end up sounding the way it should be with these headphones. I guess I'm just used to the Skull Candies with, boosted top end. So yeah, flat and luxurious is how I would describe these headphones. I've yet to have translation issues with my mixes, which is great. So far my clients are pretty happy. And I'm not afraid of the car test anymore, which is also great. Nor do I have to use plugins that emulate it. So in terms of the build quality, they're built like a tank, I would say. They would definitely last me a lifetime if taken care of, I think. And as you would expect at this kind of price point, right? My Skull Candies, they would last me a year before I would need to put tape around the headbands, which is always an interesting sight when you have clients over, right? Yeah, but these are amazingly built. Nothing about these headphones feel flimsy in any way. They fold as well, which is pretty cool for a studio headphone. And the hinges, I'm pretty sure, are not going to give out anytime soon. They feel perfectly solid. Now, the cable on these are very heavy duty. They're braided, they're long, they have a lot of thickness to them, and they also lock into the headphone, which is pretty cool as a safety measure. They're a bit microphonic from what I've experienced, as in if you were to have your headphones on and if you were to touch the cable in any way, you're going to hear it quite a bit in your headphone, which is, it's a nitpick really, but yeah, it can get annoying sometimes. In the comfort department of these headphones, they are very comfy. They have large ear cups that cover my small ears pretty well. They're breathable too because of the velour padding. And the headband is pretty good too. It has this memory foam kind of padding to it. It is the weakest link in the comfort, I would say, of these headphones, because it's not the widest headband, nor is it the lightest headphones, so you do end up getting a bit of a hot spot on your head. So there's that to consider. Or you could just grow out your hair and then you'll be fine, right? So the big question, are they worth $650 and do they replace your studio monitors? I think so for most people, because if you're doing audio production and you're making some money from doing so, I think it's a much smarter idea to first spend this kind of money on headphones of this caliber as opposed to studio monitors, because I mean, your studio monitors are only as good as your room, right? So you're gonna have to calibrate it, you're gonna have to treat your room, which is another laborious process that you're gonna have to go through. And so why not just spend that money on something that is not only portable, but is gonna give you a solid reference point for you to mix and master on. So yeah, those are my 2 cents. I think on the NDH30s and the whole idea of mixing on headphones as opposed to studio monitors. I do have some fancy speakers behind me though, the A77Hs from Atom Audio. However, I don't mix on them yet because I haven't calibrated my room, nor have I calibrated the speakers, so that's kind of on the back burner for now. I would like to mix on them as soon as possible, so I do plan on fixing this room up soon, or getting the whole SonarWorks thing. But yeah, they're essentially just glorified computer speakers at the moment. I do reference a bit on them for the mid-range and the high-end. That does give me quite a lot of information to work with. However, like the low end, it's kind of all over the place right now. But yeah, I'm not saying to not mix on studio monitors. I do think you should. The more references you have, the better. So yeah, there you go. Let me know what you mix on, if it's headphones, if it's studio monitors, or both. Let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.